Hello and welcome to this Come to Jesus Daily Devotional and our Summer Inspiration Series. And today, using another phrase from Psalm 46, we consider the unstoppable truth that God's will and mission cannot fail. Let's read from Psalm 46 verses 10 to 11. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge. Oftentimes we can have storms in our hearts and minds, and I would suggest that most of our lack of peace is due to how we view things rather than what is actually happening to us or around us. One storm that I'm sure that we all have to endure are the feelings of failure that we are not doing enough for God. Today's psalm gives us some keys on how to handle this kind of accusation. Firstly, we're to be still in the gospel. When assaulted with fear and condemnation, the first thing we must do is not try harder, not get faster, be still. As we are still, we will hear the promises of God freshly impressed upon our hearts. A moment in God's presence can transform how we feel about things without our circumstances changing in any way. In our stillness, we are reminded that we are saved only because we have taken refuge in Jesus. In one sense, all of life is to be lived in the stillness of never having to contribute anything to our righteousness. In the gospel is still water. So are you being still in the gospel? Are you resting in the gospel? But secondly, we're to be still in the promise that the success of our mission is God's responsibility. Those who are still will also be alleviated of the accusation of failure in regard to evangelism, and we all feel this, right? One of the promises that God wants us to rest in is this: I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. This is a promise that the gospel will spread to all nations, and that in the end, God's kingdom will fill a renewed earth. The promises of Habakkuk and Isaiah will be fulfilled. In Habakkuk 2:14 we read, "For the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea." That's a promise of God, isn't it? Isaiah 9:67, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. The government will be on his shoulders, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there will be no end. Upon the throne of David and over his kingdom, to order it and establish it with judgment and justice from that time forward, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this." I love the way that God's promise here ends with that wonderful idea: the zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. Now we're, of course, to do all that we can to obey the Great Commission, as we've seen in earlier devotionals when we reflected upon Jonathan and his armor bearer and Caleb, and how we are to be people of faith and we're to follow and trust Jesus' words that he has all authority and go and seek to do the Great Commission. However, our success and confidence are in the promises and the truth that, quote, "the Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our refuge." So today, let's be still in the gospel. Let's also be still and receive fresh encouragement to keep going as missionaries to this dark world as we leave all success with God and hear afresh, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations." God bless you.